episode 7, a dog in the fight. It's your boy Icon with a Netflix television review for you, going over that Cobra Kai. And before we get started, as always, click that notification bell, like and or subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let's get started with some Cobra Kai. So this one started with a fight, and it's always nice when the episode starts with action. It started with action. The Miyagi-Dos are getting their asses handed to them in Barcelona, but to their credit, they're not the worst group in in Barcelona. They're probably like out of everybody, they're like out of all 16 teams, they're ranked like 12th. So the way it's working is you've been building up points basically to determine your ranking, like who's going to be number 1, number 2, so on and so on. So now it gets to the point where we got to get eliminated. So after scoring all the points, that's when the seeding happens, and then the first seed faces the lower seed, and so on and so on and so on and so on. But the Miyagi-Do kids getting their ass whooped, and it's mostly because like right out the gate, Dimitri sucks. Like Dimitri sucks, and Dimitri should not be in Barcelona. And like when Sensei Lawrence said, in the first 5 episodes, he was like, we need to pick our 6 strongest people. And then I think LaRusso was just like, no, we have to. I was like, hey, fuck that. You should have picked the top 6 people, because Dimitri sucks. Devin isn't good enough to be here. Not because of her talent, but because she second guesses herself way too much and she lacks the confidence. And Robbie is just like, I understand being distracted, but goddamn, bro. like I understand Miguel's frustration. Saying like it should have been Kenny, it should have been Miguel, it should have been Hawk. Saying like even Sam's okay, but Sam is the embodiment of her father. Like she stands there, she waits for you to attack first, and then she counters. So, but it's not working. And the thing about it is, I don't think Daniel's helping either, because Daniel's just like, oh, we have to calm our minds, we have to like center ourselves. And Johnny's like, yo, we're getting our asses kicked. Like we need some more passion, we need some more aggression. And the thing is, Johnny's right. Like Johnny's 100% right, and Daniel needs to tone it down a little bit with the kumbaya shit. But the thing is, there's a fine like the way the tournament's going, there are different levels of the tournament and the competition. There's a fine line between and this is crazy because he talked about balance all the time. So Daniel and Johnny are basically struggling, trying to find the balance of when to use Miyagi-Do and when to use like Eagle Fang, like the counter, like the midway point of aggression and serenity. So and it's like they're beefing because they're just like, oh, my way is better, but that's a problem with them. So the two of them are arguing. That's it. The kid's getting their ass whooped, and like everybody's upset. Daniel ends up getting a letter saying that Mr. Serrano, who apparently was the guy that fought with Mr. Miyagi back in the 40s in the Sekai Taikai, wants to meet with him. So he sends him an address. So Daniel bails on the kids. He goes down to where the address is. He goes to find out who the Serrano guy is. He gets himself knocked out and he gets kidnapped. He gets locked in a cage. He ends up breaking out of the cage. And then when he breaks out of the cage, he fights his way out. And one of the people that he fought had a Cobra Kai tattoo on his arm. So now he thinks Sensei Kreese set him up, just so he would miss, like the finals. So now because he was locked up and he was going through all this hoopla, he ended up missing the next round of the tournament, which Sensei Lawrence, he was just like, well, fuck it. He said, since since Miyagi Jr. is not here, he's like, we're going to do this thing, the Eagle Fang way. But the problem was the competition that they were doing had to do with a balance beam. Because it was like your opponent is on the balance beam and whoever gets knocked off the balance beam loses. So this particular thing was all about balance. This was like because I feel like in the first round when they were doing the first set of like trials, that was Johnny's moment to shine as far as getting them prepared for that. This specific one was all about balance. So I'm like, this was like a perfect Miyagi-Do situation, but Daniel wasn't there, and Johnny's not really, embedded in the forms of Miyagi-Do. So he just told them, he was like, yo, he said, to hell with all this kumbaya shit. He said, strike first, get in there, he said, we need points. He said, strike first, get in there, kick some ass, like, let's get this thing going. But Sam told him, she was like, but it's a balance beam. She said that we're going to need Miyagi-Do for balance. And then he was like, fuck that. He's like, we need points. So, of course, everybody failed. Everybody failed except Miguel. Miguel was the only person that actually won his competition, and they got points on the board, but they didn't get enough points, so they ended up falling further in the standings. So then after that, everybody went back to the locker room. Johnny cursed him out. He was like, you guys are pathetic. You're making us all look bad out there. Where's your pride? Where's that intensity? Like, where's that fire? And that's when Sam got mad, and she was like, well, if you would have listened to my dad, this would. I'm like, I care about your dad. And then Devin got mad, and she was like, don't talk to my sensei. And then she was like, first of all, bitch, she's like, you getting knocked out in like 10 seconds out here. So she was like, why don't you sit down since you're not helping? And then the boys got into an argument, and then Miguel told Robbie, he was just, because then Robbie was like, everybody, we need to focus. And then Miguel was like, why don't you follow your own vice, motherfucker? And then everybody got mad and just like walked away from each other. So after that, because Sam basically told Devin, like, you're making us all look bad out here, and it's like, you're the weakest link, she kind of took that personal, and then she got all emotional, and she got a little bit upset. She started talking. She saw like Johnny in the hallway. She started, and where the hell is Chosen? Like, where's Chosen? She's talking to Johnny in the hallway, and she confessed to him about what she did to Kenny, about how he set Kenny up, and how she took his place, and she just wanted to prove herself and everything, and then she started crying. So then Johnny sat her down. He gave her a Miyagi-Do speech, and then he told her, he said, I believe in you. But he also said, regarding the whole thing with Kenny, he said, I'm going to let you choose how you want to come clean with that. He said, I'm not going to say anything. But he was like, we do need you. He was like, you are important to the team. I just need you to believe it. Because Devin's problem is basically based around confidence. She doesn't have the confidence to go out there and do what she needs to do. And then Miguel and Robbie got into an argument in the hallway. And Miguel told Robbie straight up, he was like, look, since you can't focus, because he said that the opportunity of being captain to win this money, he said, like, that would have meant so much to me. He's like, I would have died for that opportunity. And then Robbie was like, yeah, but I beat you fair and square. And then Miguel's whole thing is like, I know you beat me fair and square, but you're out here blowing the opportunity, because he's like, you're getting your ass handed to you out here. And he said, you're supposed to be the captain, but you're the reason why we're going to go home. And then Robbie's like, well, what do you want me to do? He said, either shake off this Tori shit, because Tori has no problem knocking people's teeth out like in this tournament. So he said, either shake off this Tori shit and get your head in the game, or give up the headband and let me take over as captain, because I'm the only person out there that's actually wrecking shop. Like, I'm the only person out there like doing this shit, so, and then he walked away. So now we're at the final one, and this is it, because they're just like, hey, it's dojo versus dojo. The teams have been seeded, and whichever dojo wins advances to the top 8, and whoever gets eliminated goes home. Like, that's it. This is it. Like, this is your last chance. And it was basically like a gauntlet type thing, where it starts off with 2-on-2, and then every time somebody they were on like this elevated like platform. When someone gets knocked off the platform, another member of their team can come and replace them, and you basically fight until all the members of your team have been eliminated, and that's how you win. Johnny Lawrence basically apologized to all the kids, and he said, listen, we're on a balance beam. He said, you kids know more about the Miyagi shit than I do, so use all your Miyagi training, to get us through this competition. Meanwhile, Miguel was like, nah, I'm gonna use this Eagle Fang. But so they started out with Robbie, and they started out with Sam. He said, let's start out with our captains, because they're the strongest too. And then, and then so on and so on. So they started out with Robbie and Sam. Robbie, once again, like, I understand being distracted. I understand having something emotional going on inside you. But I'm like, for the love of God, do you have to look at this girl every single time you're in a fight? Like, Tori's not thinking about you. She's out there kicking ass. She's taking them. She's putting her knee up people's noses. And you're just like, oh my God, there's Tori. Like, poor Tori. Tori ain't thinking about you. And every single time he looks at Tori, he gets distracted, and he got kicked in the face, and he got knocked off the beam. So now they're down 1. So then after that, they sent Devin up there. Devin and Sam are up there. Devin knocked a couple of girls out, and then Devin actually did a cool thing, because there was a moment where somebody was going to actually hit Sam and knock Sam off the beam. Devin basically speared the girl, and Devin sacrificed herself to take out another member of the team, but she also took herself out as well. So then the Hawk went up next, so now it's like Hawk and Sam. Sam got eliminated, then Dimitri's useless ass got on the balance beam, and then Dimitri was fighting a kid, and then it got to the point where Dimitri knocked the kid down. He didn't knock him off the platform, but he knocked him down. And then when Dimitri went to go kick the other kid, he kicked the other kid in the back, and he also kicked Hawk, and both that kid and Hawk fell off the platform. So now Dimitri basically just eliminated a member of his own team. And I say again, why is this boy in Spain? Like, why? Like, why is he here? What are we doing? And then, because his dumbass was looking at the Hawk like, oh my God, my fault, dude, I can't believe I knocked you off, he wasn't paying attention, and then he got kicked off. So now the team, that they're fighting an Irish team, so now the Irish team has 2 members left, and the only person left on the Miyagi side is Miguel. And then Miguel looked at Robbie, and he goes, watch how it's done. And then they're just like, yeah, put that Miyagi-Do to the test. And then Miguel got up there, he accessed the power of the Blue Beetle, he said, fuck that Miyagi-Do. It's Eagle Fang, bitches. And in a 2-on-1, Miguel beat both guys, and he won it for Miyagi-Do. And after he beat up both guys and he won, Miguel was on the platform like yelling and screaming. He was like, ah. And I was like, so you don't fuck with you don't beat the Blue Beetle. That's Jaime, damn it. You can't take out Jaime Reyes. Like, he's trained for this his entire life. So then that was it. Miyagi-Do reigned supreme. Everybody's cool. And then after they advanced to like the top 8 now, Johnny Lawrence got a call, from Rosa, Miguel's grandmother, and then she told him that Carmen went to the hospital and there was an issue with the pregnancy. So then after that, Johnny and Miguel were basically packing their things, and now they're gonna leave. And to me, I'm just like, okay, so the first round of this tournament is over. How much longer until, like, when is the tournament gonna resume itself? Because I understand Johnny leaving, that's his girlfriend. I understand Miguel leaving because that's his mom. But from a show standpoint, you can't have Miguel not be here. So are we going to have a week? Like, is it the type of thing where the events of the Sekai Taikai takes place every weekend and you get to enjoy Spain Monday through Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that's when, like, the events commence? Because if that's the case, then yeah, they have plenty of time to fly back to California and then come back to Barcelona. I am going to say this, though. When they come, because Devin told Johnny what happened, something's going to happen where one of the kids on Miyagi-Do, whether it's Dimitri, Hawk, or somebody's going to break their leg, they're going to get their ankles shattered, they're going to have some crazy, they're going to have like some crazy injury that takes them out of the tournament. Hopefully it's Dimitri. And then when Johnny comes back with Miguel, they're going to bring Kenny with them. And then Kenny's going to be on the team, and he's going to act. That's how they're actually going to win the goddamn thing. And then when Daniel came back after getting kidnapped, he bumped into Sensei Kreese in the hallway, and then he yoked him up, and he was like, you got me kidnapped, you son of a bitch. He was like, you're playing games. And then he's like, calm down, LaRusso, this is just a fighting tournament, which says to me that Sensei Kreese had nothing to do with him getting jumped. Like, he doesn't even know that. Like, the Cobra Kai emblem that was on the guy's arm, the tattoo guy's arm, that probably belongs to Serrano and Miguel, so we're gonna find out the thing with Miyagi and Serrano, but the whole Serrano, like, I know the name Serrano, I'm just trying to remember like who the hell he was. But that was it. Like, then LaRusso, he apologized to Sam, he went upstairs, he saw Johnny getting ready to leave, and then Johnny told him about the pregnancy and everything. He was like, me and Miguel are leaving. He said, but you got this, like, hold it down and we'll be back. And that was how the episode ended, and thanks for tuning in. This is a good episode. Episode 2 was really good. Like, I like the dynamic in episode 2. I like even the Indian girl, like, she, like, she kind of got knocked down a peg because she's like, oh, I think I'm like the most pretty and like I'm the beautiful and like everybody loves me. But then when Tori knocked out that person's teeth, everybody started chanting for Tori, and now the Indian girl, she feels, Sahara, that's her name, like, she feels some kind of way because she's like, oh, I'm not the center of attention. And I'm like, no, you're not. Like, it's Tori. But this all makes for a good dynamic because what was their name? Their name was called Iron Claw, like the Iron Dragon or Iron Claw or something. But the Iron Dragon clan, I'm still trying to figure out where they fit into all this. Like, maybe the leader of the Iron Dragon is Serrano's son, but the Iron Dragon people are here for a reason. But we'll find out as this progresses. Like I said, that was it. Share your questions, comments, and concerns down below, and let's keep talking about it. What do you think about Cobra Kai episode 2? What do you think about how it's going? Like, who do you hate? So out of all the characters, like, who do you hate? Who's annoying? Who do you enjoy? Like I said, put your comments down in the comment section, and we'll continue rolling on for some more Cobra Kai goodness. Like I said, check out my other reviews because I got part 6 of Cobra Kai up on my channel. You can also go back and look at the playlist for Cobra Kai to watch the first 5 episodes from the season. I have Superman and Lois up on my channel as well. And I do believe we're getting Marvel's What If coming back, and we're also going to get Creature Commandos on December 5th. So that was it, guys. So thanks for tuning in. So for some more Cobra Kai action, don't be the only dog in the fight. Watch out because your partner might knock you off the beam. But until then, we're out this.